Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Valsa Williams with the midday news. The headlines. Justice Surya Kant becomes 53rd Chief Justice of India. President Droupadi Murmu administers oath. National Commission for Women rolls out new 24/7 helpline number 14490 to provide assistance to women in distress. Indian Navy commissions country's first Indigenous anti-submarine warfare vessel INS Mahe in Mumbai. Standard & Poor's global rating projects India's GDP growth at 6.5% in current fiscal. And in Test cricket, South Africa tighten grip against India, pick 7 wickets for 174 runs at lunch on day 3 at Guwahati. Justice Surya Kant today took oath as the 53rd Chief Justice of India. President Droupadi Murmu administered the oath of office to him at Rashtrapati Bhavan this morning. Justice Surya Kant has succeeded Justice B.R. Gavai, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, and Union Ministers including Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, J.P. Nadda and other dignitaries were present during the oath-taking ceremony.
मैं सूर्य कांत
जो भारत के उच्चतम न्यायालय का मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति नियुक्त हुआ हूँ
जो भारत के उच्चतम न्यायालय का मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति नियुक्त हुआ हूँ ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा मैं सम्यक प्रकार से और श्रद्धापूर्वक तथा अपनी पूरी योग्यता, ज्ञान और विवेक से अपने पद के कर्तव्यों का भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना पालन करूंगा तथा मैं संविधान और विधियों की मर्यादा बनाए रखूंगा।
We have more from our correspondent.
Born in 1962 in Hisar, Haryana, Justice Surya Kant started practicing law at the District Court Hisar in 1984. He shifted to Chandigarh in 1985 to practice in the Punjab and Haryana High Court. He is specialized in constitutional, service and civil matters. He represented a number of universities, boards, corporations, banks and also the High Court itself. Justice Surya Kant earned distinction of being appointed the youngest Advocate General of Haryana in July 2000. He was elevated as a permanent judge to the Punjab and Haryana High Court in 2004. Justice Surya Kant was appointed Chief Justice of the High Court of Himachal Pradesh in October 2018. He was elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court in May 2019. Anupam Mishra, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The National Commission for Women NCW has rolled out a new 24/7 short helpline number 14490 to ensure quicker and more accessible support for women in distress across the country. In a statement, the Commission said the toll-free number serves as an easy-to-recall short code connected to the Commission's existing helpline, enabling women to seek assistance without any delay. The new helpline number strengthens NCW's ongoing efforts to provide immediate help to women facing violence, harassment, or any form of distress. The Indian Navy today commissioned INS Mahe, the first vessel of the Mahe class anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft, at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi presided over the ceremony as the chief guest, marking a significant milestone in the induction of a new generation of indigenous shallow water combatants. Speaking at the event, General Upendra Dwivedi emphasized that the true strength of the armed forces lies in synergy.
Today's ceremony not only marks the induction of a potent new platform to our maritime order of battle, but also reaffirms our nation's increasing capability to design, construct and field complex combatants with indigenous technology. Named after the historic coastal town of Mahe, a symbol of India's maritime legacy, the ship embodies the spirit of innovation and service. The commissioning of INS Mahe reaffirms the Navy's steadfast transformation into builder's Navy, one that designs, constructs and sustains its own combat platforms.
Built by Cochin Shipyard Limited, INS Mahe stands as a testament to the growing capabilities of the country's shipbuilding ecosystem under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. A grand ritual is underway at the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra in Ayodhya ahead of the flag hoisting ceremony tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will grace the occasion and participate in the flag hoisting ceremony at Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Temple, which will also be termed as the end of the temple construction work. Mr. Modi will also hold a roadshow in Ayodhya city. Yesterday, on the third day, various revered deities were invoked and worshipped in the full Vedic manner. We have more from our correspondent.
Preparations are in full swing to prepare the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir premises for the Dharma Dhwajarohan ceremony being organized on Marg Shirsh Shukla Panchami, that is Vivah Panchami, which falls tomorrow. On the third day of Dharma Dhwajarohan Karkram at Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra, Vedic Acharyas conducted the Ganpati Puja, Panchang Puja and Shodash Matrika Puja. This was then followed by Yogini Puja, Kshetrapal Puja, Vastu Puja, Navagraha Puja and the invocation and worship of the Pradhan Mandals, including the Ram Bhadra Mandal and all other sacred mandals. Security arrangements are being tightened in Ayodhya in the wake of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's arrival. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, Akashvani News, Ayodhya.
The Prime Minister will also visit Kurukshetra tomorrow evening to participate in a special program commemorating the 350th Shahidi Divas of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. During the program, Mr. Modi will release a special coin and commemorative stamp marking the 350th Shahidi Divas of the revered Guru. To honour the 350th Shahidi Divas of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the central government is observing a year-long commemoration. Goa electors are actively participating in the Special Intensive Revision SIR exercise drive. Over 8,27,000 enumeration forms, which is nearly 69.84% of the total 11,85,034 existing electors, have been collected and digitized. Enumeration forms were printed for electors of all 40 constituencies and distributed to BLOs to be taken from house to house. BLOs are trained to explain to the people how to fill enumeration forms and check their names. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts, and for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Welcome back to the Midday News. Standard & Poor's global rating has projected that India's economy will grow by 6.5% in the current fiscal year and 6.7% in the next financial year. It said expected tax cuts and monetary policy easing will give a boost to consumption-driven growth. India's real GDP is estimated to have expanded at 7.8% in the April to June quarter of the current fiscal, the fastest pace in 5 quarters. The Reserve Bank of India has forecast GDP growth at 6.8% for the year, higher than the 6.5% recorded in the previous fiscal year. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said India and Canada will fast-track negotiations for Free Trade Agreement FTA to boost bilateral trade and investment. Addressing the Indo-Canadian Business Chamber in New Delhi today, Mr. Goyal said India sees considerable scope for collaboration with Canada in critical minerals, clean energy, nuclear energy and supply chain diversification.
We have finalized the terms of reference and decided to launch free trade agreement negotiations and fast-track them with the intention of bringing trade and investments on both sides to really reflect the close friendship and partnership that our two countries enjoy.
The 5th day of the 56th International Film Festival of India, IFFI, in Panaji, Goa, has continued to draw cinephiles and art lovers alike in large crowds today. The jam-packed schedule ranges from an illuminating masterclass by acclaimed director Rajkumar Hirani to exclusive film screenings and many more. A report from our correspondent.
In his masterclass on writing and editing, Rajkumar Hirani highlighted that writing is when you imagine a film, while editing is when you experience a film. He underlined the unsung role of an editor and said that a movie gets its true meaning at the editing table. Mr. Hirani also discussed about the underlying themes present in some of his movies that are regarded now as cult classics.
Munna Bhai MBBS is not a story about gangster wanting to become a doctor. It's eventually a story of that doctors should be compassionate. So that's the theme of the film. I'm not saying that there should be a theme, but I think the moment you have a theme in a story, it just becomes the soul of the film and you just feel extremely good about it.
Amongst film screenings, critically acclaimed movies including the Japanese film 2 Seasons, 2 Strangers, world premiere of Albanian film Hannah and Govind Nilani's 1984 classic Party were screened today. Creators of non-mainstream films such as Lala and Poppy and The Pursuit of Spring shared insights into their projects, highlighting how their storytelling aims not only to entertain but also to leave a lasting impact on the audience. Later in the day, IFFI's musical offshoot, IFFIesta, will have its grand conclusion at the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Indoor Stadium. The finale will feature programs such as Battle of Bands, Sono Ka Eklavya, Wah Ustad and Devanchal Ki Prem Katha. With Nikhil and Saira, Adarsh for Akashvani News, Panji.
IFFI has partnered with the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF to showcase movies about children, highlighting the beauty and struggles of childhood. Talking exclusively to Akashvani News, UNICEF India representative Cynthia McCaffrey said 5 films are being screened at IFFI 2025 in Goa to raise children's issues, challenges and opportunities. She said with these films coming from India, Kosovo, Egypt and South Korea, the audience can experience the different lives of children around the world, overcoming cultural boundaries.
It's putting on the screen solutions and ways that we can understand children's issues and work to continue to support them, both in the present and in the future. The International Film Festival for India is providing a platform for us to see them, to know them. The Government of India has achieved Sustainable Development Goal number 4 of gender parity in primary school. Film, movies, telling stories are tremendous unifiers. With NFDC and the Film Festival, we're able to share those ideas.
Minority Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju has reached Bhutan to lead the delegation for the return of the sacred relics of Lord Buddha, which was brought to the Himalayan nation for public exposition. The relics from India were enshrined at the Grand Kundre Hall in Tashi Chodzong, were sent for exposition as a special gesture for the Global Peace Prayer Festival organized by Bhutan. In men's cricket, India were 176 for 7 in its first innings against South Africa on day 3 of the second and final test at Barsapara Cricket Stadium in Guwahati. When reports last came in, India trailed by 313 runs. Earlier, South Africa made 489 in their first innings. Muthusamy scored 109 runs, while Jansen played a knock of 93. For India, Kuldeep Yadav took 4 wickets. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Indian blind women's cricket team for creating history by winning the inaugural Blind Women's T20 World Cup. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said the win is commendable as the Indian team remained unbeaten in the series. The Prime Minister also congratulated Indian athletes for their phenomenal, extraordinary and record-breaking performance at the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Justice Surya Kant becomes 53rd Chief Justice of India. President Droupadi Murmu administers oath. National Commission for Women rolls out new 24/7 helpline number 14490 to provide assistance to women in distress. Indian Navy commissions country's first indigenous anti-submarine warfare vessel INS Mahe in Mumbai. Standard & Poor's global rating projects India's GDP growth at 6.5% in current fiscal. And in Test cricket, South Africa tighten grip against India, pick 7 wickets for 176 runs on day 3 at Guwahati. And with that, we end the midday news.